السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته كما صليت على آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. أما بعد، Inshallah, today, Friday, the 28th of Rabi' al-Awwal, matching 1437, matching the 8th of January 2016. And we are doing the second half of Surah Al-Fajr. These are the ayat from 15 up until the 30th ayah, inshallah. So first of all, we'll go through the meanings from the book, the Quran, word for word meaning of the Quran by Dr. Muhammad Muhar Ali. We start with the ayah number 15. فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن. So as for man, when his Lord tries him and is generous to him and makes life easy for him, نعمه, he makes him enjoy living a good life, enjoying ni'mah, right? Na'im, bliss. فيقول ربي أكرمن. He says, my Lord has been generous to me. He says, my Lord has honored me. وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن. But when he tries him and restricts on him his provision, قدر, he restricts, he makes narrow, limits the means of provision for him, and he does not give him a lot of money, then he says, my Lord has disgraced me or dishonored me. The first one, Allah honored me, akraman. The next one, ahanan, dishonored me. كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم. Not at all, nay, you are not generous to the orphan. ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين. Nor urge one another on feeding the poor. You do not encourage one another, you don't push one another, you don't urge, he uses the word urge here, one another, on feeding the poor. وَتَأْكُلُونَ التُّرَاثَ أَكْلًا لَمًّا. And you consume the inheritance, a consumption in toto, yani in totality, right? All the consumption. وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا. And love wealth in a love all absorbing. حُبًّا جَمًّا. جَمًّا, it means too much, a lot. So you love it, all the love, right? All the loving. In a love all absorbing. كَلَّا إِذَا دُكَّتِ الْأَرْضُ دَكًّا دَكًّا. Never, indeed, when crushed shall be the earth in total devastation, in total destruction. وَجَاءَ رَبُّكَ وَالْمَلَكُ صَفًّا صَفًّا. And your Lord will come while the angels shall be in row after row. Saf means row or line, line after line, meaning organized in rows. وَجِيءَ يَوْمَئِذٍ بِجَهَنَّمَ يَوْمَئِذٍ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسَانُ وَأَنَّى لَهُ الذِّكْرَى. And brought up that day will be hell. That day there will remember man. And the man will remember, the human will remember. But of what avail to him will be the remembrance? How can he remember then? How would it benefit him then to remember? There is no benefit in that. يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي. He will say, alas to me, had I sent in advance for the sake of my life. So have I done things to forward, right? I have done previously to offer for my next life, yani to save for the next life. فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد. So on that day there will punish not like He is punishing anyone. No one will be punished like He is going to be punished. ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد. Nor will there bind like His binding anyone. Right? يوثق. He binds, fastens, ties up. Right? طيب. يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة. O you, the person. The word "the" is repeated twice. There are some printing mistakes in this one, so you want to fix it if you have the book. In complete contentment. This soul, this person is described as fully content. مطمئن. He is completely at peace, completely comfortable. Right? ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية. The ra here should be مفخمة, should be a heavy one. Not irji'i, but ra, irji'i, because the hamza of the alif is not an original hamza. Right? That's what they call a joining hamza, hamza to wasl. Irji'i. That's why if you join, you say يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ترجعي. Right? يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ترجعي إلى. But if you stop المطمئنة, then you go E. That's how the originally it doesn't have. It's not original to the word. It's a joining hamza. That's why the ra here after it is actually should be heavy. Irji'i. Come back to your Lord, well pleased and pleasing. Right? Well pleased and pleasing. Right? So it is content within itself or pleased in itself and being pleased by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فادخلي في عبادي, then enter among my servants. وادخلي جنتي, and enter into my paradise. So now let us go through our book المعين على فهم الجزء الثلاثين. And I remind those who are attending with us for the first time that we are doing this book. It's all in Arabic, but it's written in easy Arabic. The intention of the author is to prepare this book for those who are learning Arabic and those who are not that well versed in Arabic, so that they can read something in Arabic and understand the last part of the Quran in an easy way. Right? And we have a link to it on our website. You can download it, use it on your tablet or in your phone, or you can print it if you want to print it. Right? So that's what we are doing. We are going through this book, the Arabic of it. So we read the Arabic and we translate. So he usually starts with al-rasm al-Qur'ani. The way the words are written in the Quran, they may be different from the modern Arabic writing. So he makes sure to show you the Quranic script, how it is, right? And this is a science on its own. There are people who are specialized in this, knowing how the companions wrote the Quran and how it is well preserved to date. Yani it's still written as it was written by the companions, right? That's why they keep the script as is. Even if the modern way of writing is a little bit different, but then they keep it the way it is. So as you can see here, الإنسان يومئذ ابتلاه يا ليتني أهانا يا أيتها تحاضون المطمئنة جيء and عبادي. All of them, if you notice the alif, it's the alif there. But one thing you might, take note of is the word جيء. You have a jim with a kasra. Then you have an alif that has a sukoon on it, and then the hamza, right? So jia, you have the ya and the hamza after that. If you learned the modern Arabic writing, you wouldn't tell this is the way it's going to be written. It's written as they put it on the left there. Jia, jim, ya, and then the hamza on the letter there, the nabira. طيب. So next is معاني الكلمات, the meanings of the words. ابتلاه, it means, he says, امتحنه. ابتلاه, to try him out, right? So Allah tries him. امتحنه means examines or tests, right? That's why the examination is called امتحان, right? امتحان, right? امتحان. أكرمن, we learned that it means he honored. He says أكرمني رفعني, raised me up in honor, that is, right? أهانا أذلني, humiliated and disgraced me. قدر ضيق means to make narrow, right? ضيق is narrow, and واسع is vast, right? Allah is al-wasi', Allahu wasi'un alim. Wasi', he is vast, wasi' in everything, wasi' al-karam, wasi' al-jud, subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is so generous, he is expansive in terms of generosity, in terms of his greatness, and so on, so forth. Al-yatim, the orphan, هو من مات أبوه ولم يبلغ, the one whose father passed away and he did not reach the age of puberty. This is al-yatim, right? The one whose father has passed away, right? And he did not reach the age of puberty. So if he reaches the age of maturity, he's not a yatim anymore, right? تحاضون يأمر بعضكم بعضا. تحاضون, the translation, he used the word urge. We said encourage one another here. تحاضون, one another, encourage one another. He says يأمر بعضكم بعضا. Some of you command the others, right? Command them to spend, So which means the same as encourage and urge, right? يأمر بعضكم بعضا. وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما, it means شديدا. شديد means severely, right? جما, تحبون المال حبا جما means كثيرا, abundant, a lot, كثير, right? كلا إذا دكت الأرض. دكت means زلزلت. زلزلت means to shake up, زلزال, right? إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها. دكت means also زلزلت, shaken up, or completely crushed and destroyed, right? دك. So the mountains, for instance, shatters and gets crushed and destroyed. التفسير الإجمالي للآيات, the general meanings of the words. الإنسان إذا لم يكن مؤمنا بالله تعالى, the human, if he was not a believer in Allah تعالى, ولم يكن راضيا بقضاء الله وقدره, and if he was not satisfied with the qada, decree of Allah, and qadarih, his predestinations, his destiny, subhanahu wa ta'ala, فإنه تصدر عنه تصرفات سيئة, then surely there comes out, there emerges, there stems, تصدر, right, from him actions, تصرفات, dealings and actions that are evil. تدل على جهله, proving his ignorance, وعلى فساد في عقيدته, and proving corruption in his creed, in his belief, عقيدته, right? إن الإنسان الجاهل, this is now, it will show up more now. إن الإنسان الجاهل إذا أعطاه الله مالا, surely the human who is ignorant, if Allah gave him money, مالا, wealth, ومنحه أسباب السعادة, and he granted him the causes of paradise, causes leading to afwan, sa'ada, causes of happiness, right? He granted him the causes of happiness. يقول, he says, إن الله يحبني, surely Allah loves me, ويكرمني, and honors me, وأنا أستحق هذا الشيء, and I deserve this thing, right? He said, وأما إذا أراد الله أن يختبر إيمان الإنسان, and if Allah, however, wanted to test the faith, iman, faith, iman, belief, also iman, right? The faith of the human, ويرى صبره, and to see his patience, how patient he is. فلم يعطه ما يتمنى من مال, so he does not give him what he wishes of money. ولم يحقق له كل ما يريده, and he did not establish for him everything that he wants. فإنه يغضب على ربه, then he becomes surely angry, يغضب, with his Lord. ويقول, and he says, إن الله يكرهني, he says, surely Allah hates me, ويذلني, and disgraces me, ولا يعطيني ما أستحق, and he does not give me what I deserve. So the first one, he gets the money, the wealth, and the enjoyment. He says, because I deserve it. The other one, he doesn't get that. He says, I'm not getting what I deserve. So it's a test for the first one and the test for the second one, right? إن الله تعالى يوبخ هذا الإنسان على كلامه السيء. Surely Allah blames, scolds, scorns, يوبخ. This word يوبخ is a verb in the present tense, right? To scold, to scorn, to blame. Allah scolds this person, this human, على كلام, for his evil words, وفهمه الخاطئ, and his understanding that is wrong. فهمه, his understanding, الخاطئ, that is wrong, wrong understanding, for his wrong understanding. ثم يقول الله سبحانه لهذا الصنف من الناس, then Allah says to this kind of people, ليس الأمر كما تفهمونه, the affair is not like you understand it, وتعتقدونه, it is not like what you believe. فأنتم الذين لا تحسنون التصرف في الأموال, for surely you are the one who do not properly use, do not properly utilize or deal with تصرف, you deal with the money. ولا تنفقون منها في أعمال الخير, and you do not spend of the wealth in the charitable deeds, the charitable acts. إنكم أيها الناس لا تعطفون على اليتيم, surely you, O people, you do not show sympathy. عطف means sympathy, means affection, compassion. You do not show compassion to the orphan. ولا تقدمون له العون والمساعدة, and you do not offer him help nor assistance. عون, help, مساعدة, assistance. وهذه صفة سيئة, this is an evil quality. كما أنكم لا تتعاونون على تقديم الطعام إلى المسكين المحتاج. Likewise, you do not cooperate, تتعاون, ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان, تعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان, Sura المائدة, تعاون. Here, لا تتعاونون, you do not help one another, you don't cooperate with one another, على تقديم الطعام إلى المسكين المحتاج, you do not help one another to offer food to al-miskin, the poor, al-muhtaj, the one who is in need, right? حاجة is a need, muhtaj is the one who needs, right? ولا يشجع بعضكم بعضا على هذا العمل الطيب, and some of you do not encourage the others to do this good action. يشجع. You know, يشجع means to support, to help, to encourage, right? So now those who are supporting, for instance, the fans who are supporting a sports team, they call them المشجعون. Those who support a certain, boxer or whatever, then they are مشجعون. They are the ones who cheer him. They are the ones who support him, right? Someone يشجع الفريق الفلاني, such and such team, he يشجع, right? He's a fan of that, right? So the word here تحاضون and يشجع, right? The word urge, encourage, right? Command one another, as he said, right? طيب. So you do not cooperate, you do not encourage one another to do this good deed, right? To give the food to the poor that is needy. إنكم أيها الناس إضافة إلى هذا. You surely, O people, in addition to that, إضافة إلى هذا, in addition to that. This is like an expression, they use that, like we say additionally. إضافة إلى هذا, add to that, right? In addition to that, إضافة إلى هذا, تعتدون على حقوق الآخرين. So he mentioned you do not encourage one another to do the good acts, but you, in addition to that, now additionally, you transgress. تعتدون على حقوق. حق is one right, حقوق is the plural. So you transgress the rights, you violate the rights of the others. الآخرين, right? آخر is one, the other. الآخرين, the others, right? وتأخذون أموال الضعفاء, and you take the money of the weak. وتحبون المال حبا شديدا, and you love the money a love that is severe, that is a lot, right? So intensified. يجعلكم تجمعونه من الطرق غير المشروعة. This makes you, your love for the wealth so much, makes you collecting it from means that are not legal, from ways, طرق, that are غير, that are not مشروعة, legislated, right? إن الإنسان يعمل هذه الأعمال السيئة. Surely the human does these evil deeds وهو غافل عن النتيجة والمصير, while he is unaware of the result, نتيجة, result, and المصير, the end, right? The destination, how things will end up being, that's المصير, right? الذي ينتظره يوم الحساب, which is awaiting him, ينتظره, which is awaiting him on the day of reckoning, حساب, right? Accountability, حساب, right? So doing these evil deeds, being completely unaware of the end and of the result, which is awaiting you on the day of reckoning. عندما يحين موعد يوم القيامة, when the time of the day of judgment comes in, يحين, right, comes in, فإن الله تعالى يزلزل الأرض بمن فيها. Surely Allah shakes up the whole earth with whatever is in it and whoever is in it. من فيها, with whoever that is in it. ويتغير كل شيء عليها, everything on it will change. ويجيء الله تعالى مجيئا يليق بجلاله, and Allah comes a coming that befits His greatness. ويناسب عظمته, and is suitable, His coming is suitable to His greatness. ليحاسب الناس, to hold the people accountable. ويقضي بينهم, and he judges between them. وتأتي الملائكة في صفوف منتظمة. The angels come in rows that are organized, منتظمة, organized. وتقترب جهنم ليراها الذين سيدخلونها. And Jahannam gets closer so that it will be seen, so that those who will enter it will see it. And he will mention the hadith relating to this. إذا حصلت هذه الأشياء العظيمة, if those great things happen, take place, والمخيفة, those scary things take place, فإن الإنسان يتأكد عندها أنه كان مخطئا في الدنيا. At that time, the human becomes completely sure, يتأكد, right? Sure that he was wrong in this worldly life. لأنه لم يكن مؤمنا بيوم القيامة. That is because he was not a believer in the day of judgment. ولم يكن يعمل خيرا في الدنيا. And he used not to do good in this life. إن الاعتراف بالذنب يوم القيامة لا ينفع. Surely confessing of the sins on the day of judgment, it does not benefit. Dhanb is the sin. Confession of the sin on the day of judgment, surely it does not benefit. كما أن تذكر الماضي والتمني. Likewise, remembering the past. Al-Madi is the past, right? Madi, Mudari' and Amr. We have this before. The three tenses or the three times of the verb, right? Al-Madi is the past. So remembering the past, وَالتَّمَنِّي, wishing. Tamanni is wishing, right? فَتَمَنَّوُا الْمَوْتَ إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. Allah tells the Jews, wish death if you are truthful, right? Tamanni, right? So remembering the past and wishing, وَالنَّدَمْ عَلَى مَا فَاتَ, and regretting what has passed. Nadam is regret. Regretting what has passed. لا يفيد الإنسان شيئا. It doesn't benefit the human anything. لأن يوم القيامة للعقاب والثواب فقط وليس للعمل. That is because the day of judgment is for punishment and reward only. فقط, only. The word فقط means only, right? وليس للعمل is not for acting, is not for one to do deeds. That's why the famous advice of Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu, he was saying, today, اليوم عمل ولا حساب. Today, you act. There is no judgment today. وغدا, as for tomorrow, حساب ولا عمل. There is judgment, there is accountability, but there are no deeds, no doing, no acting, right? On the day of judgment. يوم القيامة يعذب الله تعالى أهل النار من الكافرين. On the day of judgment, Allah punishes the people of the fire of the disbelievers, والعصاة, and also the disobedient ones, عذابا لا مثيل له, a punishment that has no likeness. مثيل, no likeness. مثيل and مثل. We could use the word مثل here. لا مثل له, right? There is no likeness to it. ولا يفلت منهم أحد من عذاب الله تعالى. And no one will slip away. يفلت. No one will slip away from the punishment of Allah تعالى. بعد أن بين الله تعالى مصير النفس الخبيثة, after Allah clarified the end, the abode, the last abode of the filthy soul, النفس الخبيثة, أخبر سبحانه عن حال النفس المؤمنة. Allah informed subhanahu wa ta'ala about the condition of the believing soul. هذه النفس المؤمنة ستعود إلى ربها آمنة مطمئنة. This believing soul, it will go back to its Lord, آمنة, safe, مطمئنة, being peaceful, being at peace and having comfort. لأنها كانت في الدنيا مؤمنة. That is because it was in this worldly life a believing soul. طائعة لربها, obedient to its Lord. سيرضى الله عن هذا المؤمن. Allah will be pleased with this believer. وسيرضيه بما أعد له من نعيم. And he will make him pleased by what he has prepared for him of enjoyment. وسيدخله الله تعالى, and Allah will enter him مع عباده الفائزين في جنات النعيم, along with his servants who are successful, who are the winners. Faiz, right? Faiz means winner or someone who triumphed, right? Triumphant, right? Successful, right? Faiz في جنات النعيم. So if we have a competition and one of us wins, so we call that winner in Arabic فائز. الفائز الأول, the first winner. الفائز الثاني, the second, and like that. فائز. The plural is فائزون or فائزين, right? فمن زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة فقد فاز, as in Surah العمران, right? The one who was pushed away from the fire and was entered into paradise, then he has triumphed. فاز, he has won, he won, right? فاز. And the one who wins is the winner, the فائز. فاز يفوز فوزا هو فائز, وهم, the plural, فائزون or فائزين, and if they were females then فائزات, right? فائزات. طيب. So Allah will enter him with his triumphant servants in the gardens of bliss, جنات النعيم, the gardens of enjoyment. So now we have فوائد وإرشادات من الآيات, benefits and guidelines from the verses. Number one, من صفات العصاة أنهم لا يشكرون الله تعالى. From the descriptions, the qualities of the disobedient ones is that they don't thank Allah Ta'ala. Number two, العطف على اليتيم, showing sympathy, compassion to the orphan. وإطعام المساكين, وإطعام المساكين, and feeding the poor. ومساعدتهم, and helping them. صفات حسنة, they are good qualities. على المسلم أن يتصف بها, it is upon the Muslim to have those qualities within him, to adorn himself with these qualities. Number three, يوم القيامة, the day, on the day of judgment, يندم العاصي, the disobedient will regret بسبب تقصيره في طاعة الله, because of him falling short. تقصير, right? You have تقصير, falling short, being deficient. The other side is غلو, right? غلو, going to the extreme, right? تقصير, falling short, being lazy, being, right, يعني held back, falling short, being deficient, right? The other one is to go overboard, غلو, to go overboard, to go to the extreme, right? طيب. So here, the disobedient, he will regret because he fell short, because he was falling short in the obedience of Allah Ta'ala. ولكن لا ينفعه هذا الندم, but this regret will not benefit him. Number four, يؤتى بجهنم يوم القيامة. Jahannam will be brought up on the day of judgment. لتكون قريبة من الذين سيدخلونه, so that it will be close to those who will enter it. كما في الحديث الصحيح, this is in Sahih Muslim, يؤتى بجهنم, Jahannam will be brought, the fire will be brought, يومئذ, on that day, لها 70,000 زمام, it will be brought having 70,000 ropes. مع كل زمام 70 ألف ملك يجرونها. Along with every rope there is 70,000. There are 70,000 angels dragging it. يجرونها. This is one of the things that will happen on the Day of Judgment. It's so amazing. It's beyond the human intellect to comprehend this. It's just something that will happen on the Day of Judgment. Right? So Jahannam will be brought. 70,000 ropes being pulled by it, and on every rope there are 70,000 angels pulling it, dragging it. وَلِيَذُ بِاللَّهِ. Right? طيب. Number 5, نفس المؤمن تكون يوم القيامة آمنة مطمئنة. The soul of the believer will be on the Day of Judgment آمنة, secure, مطمئنة, at peace and at having comfort. بعكس نفس الكافر. بعكس meaning in the reverse, يعني unlike, to the opposite, right, of the soul of the disbeliever. It will be a soul that is scared and terrified and not at peace at all. تدريبات ومناقشات, exercises and discussions, and this is the last thing that we will go through, and then we will finish. Number 1, اذكر, mention, ثلاث صفات سيئة, 3 bad qualities, ذكرها الله, that Allah mentioned, للإنسان غير المؤمن, to the human, to the person who is not a believer. He wants 3.
One who don't feed the poor.
كلا, you don't feed the poor. لا تطعمون ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين. You don't encourage one another to feed the poor.
And one who don't have compassion for the yatim, the orphan.
كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم. You do not honor, right? You do not show compassion and sympathy towards the orphan. ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين. You do not encourage one another to feed the poor. وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما, right? You consume, right, the inheritance, all the consumption, right? Just you transgress, even you take yours and the others with that, right? The 4th one that was mentioned, although he's asking only 3, وتحبون المال حبا جم, you love money a lot, right? So he mentioned only 3, we mentioned 4. He asked for 3, we mentioned 4. ماذا يقول الإنسان الكافر إذا نقص ماله? What does the person who's a disbeliever say if his money decreased?
If God disgraced.
يقول ربي أهانا, right? So if the money is taken away, he thinks that this is a disgrace. Number 3, كيف ستقف الملائكة يوم القيامة? How would the angels stand on the day of judgment? وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا, row after row, line after line, right? They are in ranks, right? And this is the way they are in front of Allah. That's why when you are in salah, and this is something that will help you to have khushu', as I don't know, the brothers, they were asking so many questions about khushu' in salah. And Rasulullah ﷺ said about our lines in salah, shouldn't you stand like the angels stand before their Lord? This is the way they are. They are in lines like we stand up in salah. Right? We resemble the angels standing in front of Allah. This is how they stand. They stand in lines. Right? طيب. Number 4, ما معنى قول الله تعالى? What is the meaning of the statement of Allah Ta'ala? ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين. Says past. You do not
help one another to feed the
urge one another, encourage one another, command one another to feed the poor. Number 5. كيف ترجع النفس المؤمنة إلى ربها? How would the believing soul go back to its Lord? يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية. Right? طيب, so it will go, and it is a believing soul, a soul that is at peace and comfort, and it will be pleased, right? And Allah will satisfy that soul. It is satisfied and Allah will satisfy it. ماذا قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم عن مجيء النار يوم القيامة? What did the messenger say about the coming of the fire on the day of judgment? He said, يؤتى بجهنم يومئذ, that the Jahannam, the fire, will be brought on that day. لها 70,000 زمام, having 70,000 ropes. مع كل زمام 70,000 ملك, along with every rope there are 70,000 angels. يجرونها, dragging it. This is in Sahih Muslim. This is what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in this regard. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to benefit all of us from what we heard, to make us from a people who listen to a statement and follow the best of it. Next week, inshallah, Surah Al-Balad, inshallah. We are, yani, mashallah, going very well, yani, into the book, yani. Most of the long surahs, we already passed them. We already went through half of the book, right? So there is half that is remaining, inshallah, from Surah Al-Balad up to the end of the Quran. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to extend our lives to go through the meanings of the last part of the Quran, and to make us from those who listen to a statement and follow the best of it.